Let's get down to the brass tacks of business. People buy from people they like. Now, if you're in sales, what I'm about ready to say is going to be like, yeah, that's sales 101. If you're not in sales, this lesson may not be as easily have learned in your career. You may be at the end of your career season and be like, what do you mean people buy from people they like? It is what's called know, like, and trust factor. And it is one of the most crucial elements when you're doing business to business sales or B2B. And in B2B, a company is going to buy from a company. But at the end of the day, the person in that conference room pitching the product, how they pitch it, how their words are articulated, the energy and integrity that that person brings and represents as the company is what that person is buying in that moment, in that deal, when they say yes. Now, another silly story, depending on where you're at in your age, a movie called Tommy Boy is something that I've been really bringing back in my head. It's something I recently watched a couple weeks ago, and I was like, man, I really love that movie. Growing up, I pretty much had every line in that movie memorized. And in that, his dad has that ability to know, like, and trust. And there's a line that his dad says that Tommy Boy essentially keeps messing up and is part of the movie is, you can take a good look at a T-bone by sticking your head up a bull's ass. But wouldn't you rather take the butcher's word for it? That line right there, take the butcher's word for it, speaks to know, like, and trust. If I'm going to buy a T-bone that I can't see, I'm going to trust the guy that is the butcher that has the better view of it, that understands it. And if I do trust him, I'm going to buy it. And as the movie progresses, there's also this analogy comes up when Tommy Boy essentially learns his chicken wings moment and says, what does a guarantee really mean? And he goes on to tell him what a guarantee really means. So all it did was tell you and told you a guaranteed piece of junk. And that moment is where Tommy Boy learns how to sell. So there's know, like, and trust. Let's bring it all back together because this is the business of fatherhood. So why am I telling you about know, like, and trust at all? Because at the end of the day, your ability to influence your kids' lives, whether it be as toddlers or teenagers or as adults, is, do they know you? Do they like you? And do they trust you? Now, like can be a tricky one because it's actually probably easier to be their friend and not be the guy that says no. And I've been on that slippery slope and I've slid down it a few times. But let's break them down for a second. Know you. Do they know your story? Do they know who dad is? Do they know what you do? Do they know the values you live by? Do they know the code of ethics that you try to live by? These are the things that allows them to know you. Let's go into like. What does like mean in a healthy relationship? Like means that when they're around you, they like how it feels. Now, that doesn't always have to be a yes or a something good coming out of it. That can just be they like that they know you care. They like that they know that they can count on you. Which leads into the trust factor. Trust is building the reps in the relationship so that they know that you were there for the little things. And when they have something big, they trust that you're not going to overreact. They trust that they are going to have the chance to be heard. And they trust that you're still going to love them at the end. So if you've known know, like, and trust factor within business, it is high time to apply it in fatherhood and evaluate how are you building your know, like, and trust with your kids. Because this, dads, is a game changer when you think of connection, and it is one that takes daily reps. It is not a light switch. It is a dimmer switch. And you slowly continue to build upon the know, like, and trust. And then there's going to be these random moments you don't even see coming. And you get to witness it actually happen. And you realize the fruits of what you've been able to do of your labor and get to see it. So remember, be there for the small things so they trust you and bring you the big things later. And I'll be back again with you on Monday.